So now that you're a little bit familiar with how to tap, for example, you know where to tap, you know a little bit about what we should say as we're tapping, it's time for us to put our newfound skills into practice. And we're going to be focusing on a tapping round focused on the belief that I am disempowered when it comes to money. I have no control over money. Okay? And before we go even one step further, what I want you to do is tune into that particular belief system that I have no control over money. Okay? It's hard for me to make money because it's out of my control. And I want you to rate that statement from 0 to 10. And 10 being that you agree with that statement 100%. That's what your experience has been, and that's what you're convinced of. 0 being you don't agree with that statement at all, and if that's the case, this would not be a good belief for you to be tapping on. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment and write down that number. It's really important that we take the step right in the beginning, because this is how we learn whether we're moving forward and making progress or if we've kind of gotten off track. Okay? So now that you've written down that number, the next thing that I'm going to ask you to do is dig a little deeper. So as you tune into that belief system that I have no control over making money, it's hard for me to make money because I have no control over it, what are the emotions that come up? For most people, it tends to be doubt and fear, right? It's a very disempowering feeling. And then if that statement, that belief system is very strong for you, chances are as soon as you tune into them, you can feel it in some area in your body. And for me, it tends to be as this pain in between my shoulder blades. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. But feel free to tune into your own body to figure out where you notice it. And let's start. So we start with the karate chop point, as we always do, and we start with the setup phrase. So even though there's a part of me that does not believe I have control over my money, and it's hard for me to make money, and I feel this fear, this anxiety and doubt, I choose to love and accept myself. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Even though there's a part of me that feels I have no control over my money, which makes it hard for me to earn money. And I feel it as this doubt and this fear, I choose to love and accept myself. 1 more time. Every time I think about earning money, I feel this doubt and fear inside of me because I know I have no control over earning money. But I choose to love and accept myself. Now we move on to the reminder phrases, and we start from the top of the head. And the reminder phrases are the emotions and the physical sensations that you feel. All this doubt and fear inside of me. Every time I think about earning money. All this doubt and fear inside of me. I feel it as this pain in between my shoulder blades. Every time I think of my belief, I am not in control of making money. And I feel it as this doubt and this fear inside of me. All this doubt and fear inside of me. I feel it as this pain in between my shoulder blades. This doubt and fear inside of me. I feel it as this pain in my shoulder blades. Every time I think about making money, I'm reminded that I have no control and it's hard for me to make money. And I feel it as this pain in between my shoulder blades. And I accept that this is how I feel. So we've done our 2 rounds. We're going to take a deep breath. And let it out. Do 1 more time. We're going to let it out. And so right at this point, I'm going to ask you to reevaluate the number that you had. So whatever degree that you agreed with the statement that I have no control over my money, it was at a particular level when we started, I want you to go back to that number and see what that number is. And chances are that number might have actually inched up a little bit, because as we do the tapping, something really interesting begins to happen. Our brain gets activated. Remember I said that, by tapping on your various parts of your face, you're activating various parts of your brain, and certain memories and events begin to show themselves up. And that's where the emotion is, and that's where the belief systems lie. And as we get into those memories and events to clear those belief systems, you will start noticing relief. So we're going to end our training over here. This is part 2 of our video series, and I hope that you learned a little bit more about how to use tapping, how to get into the practice of using tapping, and what are the things that we actually say as we're tapping. I also want to end with something which is really important. You can never tap wrong. There's absolutely nothing that you can do that is incorrect. The way I say my phrases and the way you're going to say your phrases are going to be different. We're two different people. So don't try to copy me. The only thing that you really are focused on is tuning into what's the belief system, okay? What are the emotions that come up as you tune into that belief system? And finally, where are the bodily sensations that you feel because you're getting into these really heavy emotions, right? That's what brings up all these pains and tightness in our jaw, or tightness, clenched feeling in our stomach. So we really want to get into those emotions, into those areas of discomfort in our body, and continue to tap on that. And as you tap on it, you're going to find that you release the emotion. So once again, this is Nahid Oberfeld, and I want to welcome you to my tapping training series, and I look forward to seeing you at the next program.